European versus American dining style. What is the difference and why does it matter? Hello, my name is Katarina. I'm a Western etiquette instructor and I help you refine your manners, not only at a dinner table, but also in business or in your social skills. In today's video, we are going to look closely at the differences between American and European dining style. We are going to start with the European dining style. In the European dining style, the two main utensils used are a fork and a knife. The knife is always held in the dominant hand, and I'm on purpose saying the dominant hand and not the right hand, because if you are left-handed, you might prefer switching them because your dominant hand is in that case the left hand. But since I'm right-handed, I'm going to hold the knife in the dominant hand, which is my right hand. The reason why we hold the knife in the dominant hand is because we need much more force for cutting than for spearing. So what we are going to do is that we are going to slice some of the dish. Bear in mind, the fork is still facing downwards as a spear. We don't flip it upside down. Once the knife has done its job, which is the slicing, it stays in the hand and we are just resting it in the hand. And now this is the main task of the fork, which is spearing the food and conveying it to the mouth. Again, bear in mind, the tines of the fork are still facing downward. Just like so. These are the biggest highlights of the European dining style. But how does the European dining style differ from the American dining style? Well, we will start just like the European dining style with fork and knife. Fork held in the non-dominant hand and knife held in the dominant hand. Fork's tines are facing downwards. We will slice the dish. When we are finished slicing our dish, still following the same principle just like at the European dining style, here comes the difference. At this point, we are going to rest our knife on the plate diagonally, just like so. At this point, our dominant hand becomes available, and the fork switches from the non-dominant hand into the dominant hand. Please note, during the switch, the fork's tines also face upwards, and at this point, the food can be conveyed into the mouth, with the fork's tines facing upwards. As you can see, the American dining style might be considered a little bit more time-consuming than the European dining style because it requires some switching of the utensils. And that's why it is sometimes also referred to as the switch and switch method. So just a quick recap. European dining style, the knife is held in the dominant hand and the fork is held in the non-dominant hand. The tines of the fork are facing downwards. We slice the dish, and now the fork is conveying the food into the mouth. The knife is still resting in the hand. When the fork is conveying food into the mouth, the tines still face downwards, just like so. American dining style, knife is held in the dominant hand, fork is held in the non-dominant hand. We slice the dish. The knife then rests diagonally on the plate, and the fork switches from non-dominant hand to the dominant hand with tines facing upwards. And now the fork is conveying food into the mouth. For another bite, the fork then moves back into non-dominant hand with tines facing downwards, and the knife is then held in the dominant hand. A common question I keep receiving when I'm explaining the differences between European and American dining style is whether it is required or whether it is considered a breach of etiquette to use American dining style when visiting Europe and vice versa. Well, you can be calm, this is not the case. You're free to choose whatever dining style you prefer. Just remember not to mix the styles up during one course of a meal. I hope you enjoyed this compact summary of the main differences between European and American dining style. And if you like my videos or if you wish to know more about the etiquette and elegance related topics, please hit the subscribe button as it really helps my channel to grow. I wish you a beautiful day.